If you're a parent of a teenager, you absolutely know the feeling. Those easy, flowing conversations you used to have, suddenly they can feel, well, impossible. Today, we're going to talk about how to break through that wall and really reconnect with your teen.
Does it ever feel like a wall just shot up out of nowhere? One day you're talking about everything under the sun, and the next, you're lucky if you get a one-word answer. If you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. This is an almost universal experience for parents.
And it's so easy to feel frustrated, right? Maybe even a little rejected when your teen starts to pull away. But here's the crazy part, the big paradox. All the research shows that this is the exact moment they need our connection the most. I mean, they're navigating this intense storm of emotions and figuring out who they are. And yeah, they're pushing for independence, but they're also desperately looking for a safe harbor to come back to.
So the big question is, how do we get through that wall? Well, that's what this is all about. We're going to dive into a toolkit with count 'em, six proven keys to unlock those lines of communication and turn that frustration into a real connection. Okay, our first key. This one is foundational, it's a game changer, and it's not about what you say, it's all about how you listen.
And this gets right to the heart of it. Listening isn't just sitting there quietly. It's an action. It actively builds trust. And trust, let me tell you, is the real currency when it comes to open communication. When a teen feels genuinely heard, they feel respected. And that feeling of respect is what makes them feel safe enough to share what's really going on. And active listening is a real skill. It means putting your phone down, all the way down, making eye contact, and fighting that powerful urge to immediately jump in with a solution or a judgment. In fact, a 2006 study showed that just reflecting back what they say, something as simple as, "Wow, it sounds like you felt really left out," dramatically increases how much a teen is willing to open up. All right, let's move on to our second key. This one is all about shifting the entire power dynamic in your conversations. Think about it. When we issue commands and lay down the law, that whole my way or the highway approach, it just breeds resistance. It's in a teenager's DNA to push for autonomy. So when we shift from trying to control them to collaborating with them, we're actually supporting their natural development instead of fighting it. And that, in turn, builds genuine responsibility. So here's how you do it. Instead of telling them how to solve a problem, ask for their opinion. What do you think is the best way to handle this? That one question is so powerful. It doesn't just give you insight into how they think, it empowers them. And this isn't just a nice idea. A huge 2020 meta-analysis found that this kind of parenting is directly linked to better emotional stability in teens. Our third key is something that seems so simple, but we forget it all the time, especially when things get heated. It's all about timing. I mean, trying to have a deep, meaningful conversation when everyone is stressed out, exhausted, or rushing out the door, it's a total recipe for failure, right? The context of a conversation is every bit as important as the content. The best moments for connection often happen when the pressure is totally off. Those quiet car rides, or maybe an evening walk. Being side by side instead of face to face can feel a lot less confrontational to a teen. And again, the research backs this up. Studies show parents who intentionally seek out these quiet moments report feeling much closer to their kids. Okay, on to our fourth key. And this one addresses one of the biggest, most powerful communication stoppers there is. As parents, we have this incredibly strong instinct. When our kid is in pain, we want to fix it. We want to make it go away. But when we jump in with, "Oh, it's not a big deal," or "just get over it," we're not actually helping. We're accidentally invalidating their experience, basically telling them their feelings are wrong, and that just makes them shut down completely. Look at the difference here. It's such a powerful shift from dismissing their feelings to validating them. Just saying, "Wow, that sounds really tough," or "I'm so glad you told me." That creates this bubble of emotional safety. And get this, a 2021 study found that teens who felt their parents validated their emotions had significantly lower rates of anxiety and depression. It's huge. Now for our fifth key. This one is less about a specific technique you use and way more about authenticity, about being real. Let's be honest, teenagers have a super-powered radar for hypocrisy. If we expect them to be open and honest with us, we have to be willing to do the same. Now, this doesn't mean oversharing every detail of your adult life, but sharing your own age-appropriate struggles. Maybe a tough day at work or a time you felt unsure of yourself. That creates an atmosphere of trust. It shows them it's okay not to be perfect. And now our final key. I love this one because it takes something that is so often a source of conflict and completely reframes it as a tool for connection. It is so easy to complain about screen time, I get it. But our teens' digital world, that is a massive part of their reality. So instead of only seeing it as a barrier, we can actually meet them where they are. A recent study showed that families who just shared funny memes or sent simple text check-ins actually reported feeling a greater sense of closeness. How cool is that?
Okay, so we've got our 6 keys. But now I want to pull back the curtain and show you the deeper reason why all of these methods work so well. There's a really powerful psychological insight here that can reframe this whole relationship for you. So let's start with the official definition of psychotherapy: a special type of interpersonal interaction where professional assistance is provided to help individuals solve their psychological problems. Just park that definition in your mind for 1 second. And here it is. This is the big aha moment. Just look at this comparison. The core qualities of an effective parent are almost identical to the core qualities of an effective therapist. Active listening, validating feelings, respecting their autonomy, staying emotionally stable. This isn't just good parenting, it's literally the foundation of any good therapeutic relationship. So, let's bring this all home. What's the real outcome here? What happens when we use this toolkit, when we're guided by this incredible insight? Look, the goal isn't to never have a conflict again. That's not realistic. The goal is to build a bridge of trust and respect that's so strong it can handle the inevitable storms of the teenage years and beyond. You're not just solving today's communication problem, you're building the foundation for a healthy relationship that will last a lifetime. So I want to leave you with this one final, really practical thought. You don't have to do all 6 of these things at once. Just start with one. What is one question you can ask your teen today? Not to get information, not to solve a problem, but just to listen. The answer might just surprise you.